Hello, my friends. My name is MrMFretwell, and welcome back to Hidden Secrets SMP. Oh man, it's been quite some time, hasn't it? But a lot happened since I last recorded on here. What a journey it has been, and I'm a little bit nervous. Perhaps understandably so. It's been so many months since I did any recording of any kind. So, but I'm excited too. I'm excited. What I'm going to be doing here is I'm going to be working on these monument statues. Those of you who have been following my stream a day will remember that a little bit back now I worked on this monument area here, and the idea is that we're going to build statues with each of the members on the server, both current and former. Now for the current members, I'm actually online with two of them right now. I'm going to get them on and we're going to do a collaborative video. But for the former members, some of them I'm going to attempt to bring back to do it with me, but some I will not be reaching out to for various reasons, and I don't think I need to go into the exact details as to why. But yeah, so we're going to be taking care of those members who I'm not going to be reaching out to first here. And the first member we're going to work on today, I believe, is over here, Bsquared. So that's Lone Hawk there. It must be this one then, or is this Moon? That's Moon, so it must be, I'm a guess, that's UnderAchievr. So who's this then? This must be Bsquared. It has to be. Yeah, this one. I'm just going to mark it with some cobble for now. Okay, so, oops, I think I might have overshot that a little bit. But yeah, I did. So now we know which one it is. I'm gonna get some supplies together here and start building. I actually looked up Bsquared's skin so that we can kind of put it together as best we can, you know, from memory or whatever we've got, because Bsquared isn't obviously going to be here, so we can't look at her skin. If it was myself or somebody else, we could just, you know, look it up or whatever. So, looks like we're going to need like a peachy coloured block. Sandstone's probably not too bad for that. We're going to need some browns. We might be able to do some stained clay perhaps for Bsquared's hair. Green. For her eyes, we want some black stained clay as well, and I think that'll be everything that we need at the moment. We can always come and grab more, so let's get some dye as well. I think I've got some dye in here. In one of these chests, I know I've got some green dye. There we go. And this will be a good opportunity too for the other members to get an idea of how these statues are going to look when they're finished. Brown, we do have cocoa beans, so we've got some of those. We've already got, we don't have quite enough actually. We've got some exacts in here. That'll probably do us for now. Let's get started. Blah, 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 blah. Let's start to build. And the idea behind these videos is going to be to talk about the member and their story and how we met and all yada yada, bit of chit chat while we do it. Obviously for the former members, I can't really do that because they're not here to chat with. So I think the best thing I could do is probably talk a little bit about Bsquared and how we met and so on and so forth. So basically, the story with Bsquared is, I'm going to put this down in the corner here. The story with Bsquared is I met her on a public Minecraft server called Rehab. It's the same place I met BSquared, and I'm just gonna get a start here. I met BSquared there too, and this was before Hidden Secrets was a thing, and she was a moderator there. I mean, I was a mod too for a while, so I mean, there's a natural connection there, right? So we already kind of knew each other a little bit from that period of time. And what am I doing here? Is this 6 wide? No, this is only 4 wide, Frat. You've got a bit too wide here, buddy. So yeah, we met on there, and we became good friends while playing Minecraft on there. And as I say, as you guys know, BSquared was the first member to actually join Hidden Secrets. She didn't join initially, she came later, but it's kind of difficult to talk about this stuff because I'm doing a lot of it from memory, and we're going back, you know, 2 years-ish now. I don't have any, I've got these bone blocks, but I don't have any quartz. I know I've got some over there though. So we met on obviously on rehab, and you know, we kind of got to know each other there. And BSquared was already on Hidden Secrets, but he left the server due to, you know, various circumstances. So he decided, you know, with him leaving, I was going to need some help running the server and so on and so forth. Bsquared had been interested in doing some of that type of stuff anyway, and I said, you know, hey, why don't you come check this out? Maybe you'll like it. I don't know, but you might enjoy it. And sure enough, she definitely enjoyed it. I mean, she has videos and so forth out of this time on her server here. I'm trying to work out sort of perspective because I want to do some depth stuff, but I'm trying to figure out how I want to do it, because her skin is obviously going to be, what, 8 by 8 by 8, right? And this is a 3, 6, 9, 10 by 10 by 10. So if we're going to do depth, that means the outer body, so to speak, has to be an 8 by 8 by 8. So this here is, yep, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There we go. 8. You kind of get the hang of it, I think, the more statues you build. Alright, we've got a basics to it now. So yeah, I invited her to come and join to help me with the running of the server after BSquared had left, as well as try a hand at video making, something that she'd seen me and BSquared do, and she was kind of interested in that. And I mean, you guys could make your own judgment. I thought she was quite successful at it, to be quite honest. So there was that. I'm gonna do this, I guess. 1, 2. I need that there because that's going to be her eyebrow. Let's try this. See what we are looking like here. Oh yeah, not bad, not bad. We'll obviously build the hair up and so forth as time goes. Probably mix in some different colours and so on. This here needs to be a different colour. So let me make some of that really quick. So yeah, that's how she joined. And we remained friends for a good time after that. She helped me running the server and setting up group events and that type of stuff for the members who were here at the time. I don't think there's many of us left now from that period. I forget exactly when she left. Certainly when she joined, though, there's not many of us left from that period. I think me, Moon, and UnderAchievr are the only ones left from that period now. By the way, how tall are we here? 1, 2, 3, 4. This would be 5, so 6, 7, 8 is where we're looking, right? Yeah. So this is how this is going to work. And It always stays above the eyebrows, according to this picture. So that would mean that we're going to put some sandstone up in this, I guess. Let's see what that looks like. Is this like Bsquared skin? I don't know if it is or not. It kind of is. It needs some detail added to it, naturally, but yeah, I like that. Bsquared skin is kind of difficult to do. But yeah, I guess that's good. Kind of the rest of the skin is just hair. It's just going to be brown clay, and we'll probably mix in some other colors because it kind of is dark around the corners and then it gets lighter in the middle. Is how I'm understanding it here. I don't think I could really do any more. I guess the only thing I could do is perhaps drop this in a little bit and then make the eyebrows sort of stick out underneath and then put the hair in front, but that's not how her skin looks, so that's not exactly going to be accurate. So yeah, anyway, she helped me with that for quite a while, and then me and her sort of fell upon hard times. Both of us really hit upon hard times, to be honest. We were both, you know, fairly depressed at the time, and Hidden Secrets sort of fell by the wayside for a while, and you know, she kind of had a lot of other commitments. Work was a big one, and other commitments as well, and she didn't really have a whole lot of time for the server. Now, also during that period, our friendship began to deteriorate quite massively. And I'm not going to go into the exact details about why or how that happened, but our friendship did begin to deteriorate quite a bit. And it got to a point eventually where I don't think we wanted to be around each other anymore. I think we were kind of having a negative impact on each other, if nothing else. So she took the decision to leave Hidden Secrets, mainly due to her other commitments, but also with what I've just mentioned in mind. And subsequently, last year, she left the server. Quite some time ago now. I mean, we're talking probably around September, October time. She left the server. And we have spoken since. We kind of discussed everything to do with what happened. And we got to a point where it was okay. You know, it wasn't perfect, but it was better than what it had been, and I think that in and of itself is progress and you know, a step forward. We actually spoke quite recently, only a couple of weeks ago. She's still on rehab, so if you wanted to talk to her, then checking out TheWhiskrs server rehab, and I'll probably put the IP in the description, would be the place to go. I don't know how active she is on rehab anymore because I don't frequent there, but that would be the place to reach her now. I think she also does YouTube videos again every now and then, so you've always got that as a potential option as well. I'm not fond of this kind of just this big giant sort of same hair color thing that's going on. But I don't know if there's really like a lighter brown. Like, this is too light in comparison to that, right? I wonder, is there a possible way of brightening it? Is there like a wood color perhaps that's a little bit brighter? Brown wool possibly, although I think that'd be about the same. Brown in this game is kind of a color that there's not too many shades of. From a distance it doesn't look too bad though. From a distance it doesn't look too bad at all. Again, these statues are only going to be... Ooh, spruce might be an idea, although it's not very bright, is it? Dirt's not... Dirt would make it look too coarse. I don't know. I don't think there's really. I don't think there's any blocks that I could use to make that look any better. Again, brown is one of them kind of funky colors that you can't really do much with. I'm surprised I don't have any glowstone in here. You would have thought that I would have had some glowstone in one of these chests. More cocoa beans in there. Yeah, I'm not seeing any. That's a good bow. I'm not seeing any glowstone. I guess I'll use pumpkins for now. I want to put some torches or some pumpkins on top of it to make it bright. I'm possibly going to put some glowstone around the edge, you know, just to make it a little bit better. Again, these statues are only designed to be fairly basic, not too difficult to build, because for some people, you know, they're not as good at building as others, and you know, nice and easy so that we can put the focus more on the talking than the building. Obviously up here you are not going to see the top of the head, so you can kind of get away with this. Boop, boop, there we go. So yeah, I mean, there's not a whole lot to say after that. As I say, we sort of stopped talking. We kind of briefly, I would say we reconciled. I would say that we did reconcile to a point where we have a working relationship now. On whether she is going to come back to Hidden Secrets, I would say no, because it's not just a case of, you know, reconciling with me. Obviously a lot happened between me and her, and that stuff reached the other members. Of course, you would expect that to happen. Ignore my extremely loud mail, and it looks a bit squashed, doesn't it? I feel like it looks a bit squashed. I'm not sure why that is, but it is. Oh, you know why? Because it's not tall enough. This is only 7 blocks tall. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it's only 7 blocks tall. How did that happen? No wonder it's looking a bit squashed. So yeah, I don't think the other members would be prepared to do that. Like, we always tend to keep the door open with former members if we can, in certain circumstances, because sometimes people, you know, they make rash decisions, or they grow up, they change, etc. You know, and I keep that door open, but there are certain members for different reasons that we don't keep the door open, and in this case it's one of them. As an example though, for the other side, Bsquared kind of, you know, we re-invited him because of his circumstance at the time had changed. So by that logic, you know, it made sense to re-invite him, and you know, he's been busy since. So, you know, it's one of them, I think, that it goes on a case-by-case basis, and sometimes the damage done is kind of irreparable. What was that? If it's one of the other guys on the server. As I was saying, sometimes, you know, damage can be just irreparable at times, and there's nothing you can do about it. That's not to say that, you know, the members would not like Bsquared or whatever. I'm sure that they would be perfectly happy to at least try and negotiate, but as an owner, sometimes you have to step in and say, no, that's the past, let's move on from this. You know, the server as well has changed a heck of a lot now. You know, you look at our member roster, it's doubled in recent times, you know, and there's a lot of new people. A lot of them are tied to me in various different ways, so, you know, they're going to be thinking about my situation as well, and keeping that in mind. But that said, I do wish Bsquared the very, very best in what she does. And as I say, don't take the impression that we hate each other or anything like that. We never really hated each other. It was just that at the time, things didn't quite work out for us. As people, we had things going on. And then we moved on from that as adults. We took that decision as adults. And then, you know, we sort of reconciled a little bit later. and got to a point where, you know, things are okay again as far as I'm concerned. And, you know, I imagine we'll probably talk from time to time about how each other's doing and so forth. Now that looks better. That makes more sense now to me. So we kind of have a little bit there. I'm still not sure about this brown clay for the hair. I feel like it's just too similar. The whole thing is just too similar. Maybe I'll add some darker bits to the corners. Possibly. I'm not sure. We'll have to see. But for now, I'm probably gonna try that and then call it good, I think. And we'll see where things go from there. Okay, so making some progress here. I decided rather than try and do a pattern-based thing, like what was being reflected on the skin, why not just mix it up a bit, you know? Try some different colours and some different blocks and just sort of mix in whatever we've got and see how it turns out. And I'm kind of liking it, to be honest. I like this a lot. I think Bee would be quite proud of this if she was here. So yeah, that's going to be my plan now, pretty much, is to add in some of this brown wool, and that'll probably do it for Bsquared statue. I think next video we will be doing Bitter Threads, which is another member who will not be coming back, but we'll see. We'll see what I get time for. The plan of action for my statue is to actually do mine with Ereiter, who kind of knows me the best on the server. So that way we still kind of get some experience at least with somebody else for me. The only members at the moment that I'm going to be doing on my own are Bsquared and Bitter Thread. And later when the time comes, Calbinton, but for everybody else, I'll be hopefully doing their statue with them. Yeah, okay, so I guess the front could use a little bit of decoration, I suppose. See how we look in here. Oh yeah, I like it. The only thing I might change possibly is I might make the eyes a little bit of a lighter colour. I'm not super into that, but Bsquared's eyes were kind of that colour anyway. Do I have... I don't have any green wool. I could make some green wool. Why don't we mix this up a little bit here? Because they weren't lime. You can't make it lime, that wouldn't look right. What about if I do this? Ooh. I don't know if I like that or not. Let me look back at her skin again. The lighter colour was above. Yeah, I like that actually. I like that. I mean, we could always change it if we didn't. But that should be that. All I'll need to do now is add in some glowstone. And that should pretty much cover Bsquared statue. And I'll probably come in and add the glowstone off camera. So yeah, I think next time we will do Bitter Threads, unless I happen to do one with somebody else. But that's a good start on the monument, folks. I'm pretty happy with that. And thanks for listening to me talk about Bsquared story. I know it wasn't very fleshed out or in depth, but it's a start. Anyway, I hope to see you in the next episode of our little monument mini-series, I guess. And until then, my friends, have a good one.